Yo, this your boy EC22 of the FairWeather Fan channel, man. We are back, baby. It is Tuesday, not quite 6 o'clock, but we are here doing another podcast, recapping week 10 of NFL football season, and also a few other things we're going to cover. But before we go any further, like, subscribe, share, leave comments, man. If you guys are watching these videos, man, we would appreciate it if you would hit that subscribe button. If you're on YouTube, if you're not on YouTube and you're watching on Facebook, please go on over to YouTube and hit the subscribe button to the channel, man. That will greatly appreciate it. Especially if you know me, I'm your boy EC. Please help us out, and we can help this channel continue to grow. But anyway, once again, we got your favorite Philly fan back in the house, Philly 24/7. What up, Max? How's it been going, bro?
I was on the bye week, so it felt great just being not being stressed about my team, man.
Stress free. I definitely feel you, but man, I understand that because what we about to get into here in a little bit, man, there was some stressful games, man. I mean, man, I think everybody anxiety is all the way up uh when we get into it. Man, before we get into it, man, I kind of want to give a quick playoff recap of what's going on with the Texas high school footballs. So these are pretty much Dallas area school. I'm not going to run down every Texas team that's in the playoff. I'm going to pretty much talk about the Dallas area school here in the Metroplex. So starting with Conference 6A Division 2, we have South Lake Carroll going against Friendship this weekend. McKinney versus Highland Park. Midland versus Byron Nelson. Capel versus Dallas Jesuit. Wiley East versus DeSoto. That's a good game. North Forney versus Cedar Hill. In Division 6A, Conference 6A Division 1, we have Perryman versus North Crowley, Prosper versus Lake Highlands, Allen versus Martin, Rockwall Heath versus Duncanville, Rockwall versus Waxahachie. Going on to Class 5A Division 2, Ryder versus Lake Dallas, Argyle versus Wiley, South Oak Cliff, all right, reigning champs versus Melissa, Lovejoy versus Ennis. Lovejoy is right up here in the Frisco, Collin County area, if you don't know where Lovejoy is. Texas versus Manfield Summit. Now in Class 5A Division 1, you have Red Oak versus Amarillo. Lone Star, that's Frisco Lone Star versus Forney. And Lancaster versus Wakeland. All right. And Class 4A Division 1, you have Panther Creek, which is also another Frisco school, versus La Vega. And then in Class 3A Division 2, you have Roosevelt and Oak Cliff versus Crane. All right. So y'all listen. Please go out and support your Dallas area high school footballs in the state in a road to the state finals, man. If we name the team that you are familiar with, please go out and try to support. Some of these games are aired online, and there are also maybe some cable channels that are watching them. Please tune in. If you can't go in person, please tune in to go see some of these games. But man, Max, I feel like that we haven't. I'm not ready to give up on the MLB conversation just yet. Mainly so because I'm gonna go ahead and just throw it on out there, man. Ron Washington, who was a former third baseman of the Atlanta Braves and former Texas Ranger manager that led him to a World Series. Didn't win, but 2 World Series visit from Ron Washington. But he did get a World Series over Atlanta as a third base coach. Has find him another manager spot over in the Los Angeles Angels. That is awesome with Ron Washington, man. I'm glad to see him back in a manager spot, and I'll definitely be tuning in to their games next season, which coming up in a few more months. Sad to say, right? They get no time
Yeah,
off, man. There's been some other news in MLB, man. Are you quite familiar with some of the stuff that's going on? Because there's been a lot of changes, a lot of
a lot
coaching
of
jobs. That's the only.
a lot of pictures are out there, man. Free agency.
Really.
A
So, so
lot
you
of
so, so who can benefit from them? What about your team, the Phillies? Y'all gonna make some moves in this short off season?
we had one of our top free agents is out there as a picture too. So and then Texas Rangers have a picture that they're trying to sign. It's
Yeah,
gonna be a crazy roller coaster with the full free agency. See where guys land.
it's got to go quick too. They ain't got no time to think about it. So
Mm-mm.
I'll keep my eyes peeled and see if any of these teams that made the playoffs or that at least went deep in the playoffs. So they're going to make are they going to be better or not better? Based on what they get in this. Or teams is any team going to look any better? Kind of hard to tell at this point. The NBA. Once again, y'all, I'm going to throw it out there. It's hard for me to watch the NBA with NFL constantly going on. It's too early, right? I mean, I'm able to watch a game here and there and stuff like that, but it's hard for me to really, really dive into it. But I will say this, man, listen, everybody has been giving the Lakers and Anthony Davis such a hard time, and I'm just going to let y'all know right now, from my heart of hearts, listen, Anthony Davis has always been exactly who he is. Um, I don't know what you're expecting him to be playing with LeBron. I don't know what that is, but y'all need to ease up on Anthony Davis because it seems like every player that plays alongside LeBron is always they're never good enough. So I don't even know what that is. The dude is a future Hall of Famer. He made the 75th anniversary team. Not necessarily that I agree with that because there were other better players out there who did make it, but he made it nonetheless. And I don't know what you guys expecting from him. And I know there's some Laker fans who could probably give me a whole laundry list of what they're expecting from him. But hey, it is what it is. Hey, but right now, the in-season tournament is going on. I think it's going to conclude over in December. So you're going to be playing games on the weekends and stuff like that. So, that's kind of where we stand right now. I really won't really get into the coverage of the in-season tournament until they actually get into when they start getting into the knockout rounds. But other than that, y'all, NFL power rankings coming out. Had just come out, a new power ranking. But before we get into the power rankings, me and Max, we can go try best to go game by game. Usually we have like the best running back. I mean, all that stuff. We'll get into that too, who we think came out on top. But man, there was a lot of good games. But Max, I'm gonna let you have the floor for a second. What do you think about what we saw on Sunday?
A lot of drama. A lot. The playoffs are shaping up to something I was not expecting. I'll just put it
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. And that's what I love, man, about the NFL, at least the way this NFL season turned out, man. This is so unpredictable. Any given Sunday is all I can say, or Monday or Thursday, because I mean, man, um, we've already talked about Thursday night. We was here live for Thursday night, so no need to get into the Panthers and the Bears game. The Bears won that game. I'm gonna start off with the Patriots and the Colts, the early game in Germany.
Mac Jones throwing that air ball. He deserved to get benched, man.
Yeah.
He deserved that benching, man. I don't care what no one says. He can't throw that little floppy pass and expect your wide receiver to compete for that ball when it's not nowhere near him. Come on, man.
It's kind of like I think Bill Belichick may be the wrong coach for him. I think I think Belichick is riding the legacy of his name, the legacy of the Patriots organization, and that's too much pressure to put on a young Mac Jones. I think that. I mean, there's some people who can handle that pressure, but I don't think that's him. I don't think he is as bad as they make him out to be, but that's a lot of pressure to try to be the next quarterback behind a Tom Brady. I just don't think. I think that's kind of hard, rough. Um, Cowboys and the
Also,
Giants.
wait.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Uh, Also, I don't know if it's true or not, but I over the weekend I read a report that Robert Kraft is might get rid of Bill Belichick after if he stacks up another loss, he might just get rid of Belichick altogether.
It's kind of yeah. I don't know if he'll get rid of him. I think it'll be a situation where get rid of him is the actual word, right? But I think it'll be more of the way
A
it'll come out in the media,
mutual.
a mutual departation, a retirement for Bill Belichick to go out, saying without any drama behind his name, because I mean you don't want that to be the last standing under his career unless Robert Kraft don't have a heart. So I don't know. But it is time for Bill Belichick to move on. I think it's time for him to move on. Or at least take a break from football to see what it's like sitting at home, then maybe come back and coach another team.
Yep.
Cowboys and the Giants. I know it's hard for you to say it. I know it's hard for you to say it. Go ahead and say it. What do you think about the game?
We already knew how this game was going to turn out. I just didn't know
Absolutely.
the fan base was going to be as delusional and say the Cowboys are the team to beat in the NFC. After dismantling a Giants team without a quarterback, with a head coach that can't seem to coach, but
Woo!
it, but it,
Yeah.
but it, but if you take that coach away and put him back in Buffalo, he'd probably be having Josh Allen looking like the old Josh Allen. So,
Right. I'm just surprised that the Giants got 17 points. I'm still tripping on the 17 points. They shouldn't have got anything, but I'm gonna give my thoughts on the Cowboys here in a little bit because we're gonna have to come back around to that for obvious reasons.
and I'll throw this out there too. I expect the Giants to have the number 1 draft pick this coming season. I feel the Giants will accomplish that.
He's basically said that the Giants do have a quarterback. So yes, that he said without a quarterback. He's already throwing shows that he ain't gonna let you just say the Cowboys had an easy win.
I bet he can't even name the quarterback they played against.
Yeah. I forgot because it wasn't Daniel Jones. Who was that quarterback? I forget his name.
See, y'all don't even know. And y'all the team to beat in the NFC.
Hey man, that dude's name was Tommy DeVito, and it's no kin to Danny DeVito.
The Italian. Okay.
The Italian. Hey, Texans and we're gonna circle back to these games, at least some of the ones, but the Texans and the Bengals. You know what? Let me loop them all together because this is so you got the Texans and the Bengals walk-off field goal. You got the Browns and the Ravens walk-off field goal. You got the Saints and the Vikings. Well, that wasn't a walk-off field goal. Cardinals and the Falcons walk-off field goal. And obviously the Seahawks and the Commanders walk-off field goal. And then you have that game last night. God dang Buffalo Bills walk-off field. That bunch of bull. Earlier when we talked about anxiety, man, listen, if you was here Sunday and you was for all the drama, if you got a chance to watch as many games as possible, because watching the Red Zone or NFL Ticket, man, you'll know exactly what we're talking about, man. It was some exciting wins. It was some exciting games. It's hard to pick a game of the week, man, because, man, it was just everybody was having a great time, man. It was good, glued into the TV. Talking about the Colts and not the Colts, but the Texans and the Bengals. We doubling back, Max. Colts and the Bengals.
I was not expecting for Joe Burrow to play the way he did, but he did, and we know the results. CJ Stroud is getting the dubs. Do you think there's a possibility the Texans can sneak into the playoffs with how they're playing right now?
I remember when Dak Prescott and Carson Wentz came into the league together. And even in the middle of the season, they was already putting them in the top, I would say the top 15, because those guys were balling out of control their rookie season. And it was no secret behind it. I remember Patrick Mahomes, his rookie season came in. They put him in the top 10 for that season. All right. Why isn't nobody considering CJ Stroud in a top 10 type of situation when it comes down to anything? I'm not understanding that.
Because
Sam Howell is leading the league in passing yardage, and we ain't talking about him. I mean, for obvious reasons, his team sucked, but still, saying CJ Stroud has been balling out of control. Denver needs a new kicker, amongst other things, Daniel. They need a new coach
Denver
and a better running back.
Denver don't need nothing. They're beating teams and playoff caliber teams, man.
Oh, that's right. He said Denver. Oh, Denver needs. We said Denver. I was thinking Buffalo. Yeah. Well, it's true. They got a field goal at the end of the game. So
They beat Buffalo.
Um,
They beat the Chiefs, so they're okay.
I was surprised because we both picked Cincinnati to win that game. And I told you, I said CJ Stroud is going to throw for 300 yards. But I thought he was going to take an L, but he threw for over 300 yards like I expected, and he turned around and ended winning that game. I mean, they defense really, really came to play on Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow was mistake after mistakes. Was that 2 interceptions in the red zone, marching
Hmm
down the field just to get the ball away? Dude, that's crazy.
I,
356 yards for a CJ Stroud. That's crazy.
I think
You
they
know,
were. I think they're just playing harder against these playoff caliber teams versus these teams with no like wins, to make a name for themselves.
but here's a stat for the Bengals that they can't have. I mean, Houston, 356 yards passing, obviously, for CJ Stroud, 188 rushing yards. Singletary had 150 rushing yards, crazy. And then you get, a couple of guys like Tank Dale got some rushing yards. Xavier Hutchinson got 17 from the rushing. But between Joe Mixon only had 46 yards rushing,
On how many attempts?
11 carries, 46 yards.
Whew, 11 carries.
One touchdown. Joe Burrow had 5 rushes over 20 yards. 66 combined rushing yards for the Bengals. That ain't gonna get it done. In a close game like that, I can see if this was like a blowout game and you trying to air it out to get. But man, this is I don't know. I don't know. I
There's no
don't know.
balance in that offense.
Right. I mean, Jamar Chase come up with 126 yards receiving. Goddamn, Tyler Boyd had a heck of a game, 117 yards receiving. I mean, they slinging that ball all over the place. Joe Burrow had 314 yards throwing the ball and only with 66 yards rushing. I mean, for it to come down, for them to lose by 3, that's still impressive. But I mean, that may be the factor. I don't know. I don't know. I
They
don't
need
know.
to learn how to slow down the game by running the clock, man.
Now, Pittsburgh. When I get to the power rankings, I'm gonna talk about this Pittsburgh team. But Pittsburgh did what we thought they was gonna do. They beat up on the Packers. I thought it was closer than it should been, but they did beat up on the Packers. Um, they got dang Buccaneers and Titans. That's nobody's watching that game. It was a terrible game to watch. It was ugly than what it really looked like. But no disrespect to those guys. Oh, Baltimore losing against the Browns. I mean, Deshaun didn't even finish the game, bro.
I know. It. Everyone was saying Baltimore is a scary team at halftime because they were so up ahead, and then here comes Cleveland Browns marching in, and they completed the comeback against them, which is surprising.
Rushing yards, man. It come down to rushing yards. Jerome Ford, 107 rushing yards. They combined total 178 rushing versus Baltimore 106. And Lamar Jackson leading that squad in rushing. It's not gonna get it
Hmm
done. 1 touchdown, 2 interception. Kind of reminds me of Joe Burrow game. He only had 200 yards receiving and 41 yards rushing. That's I don't know if that was strategy from the coach to play that way. Obviously, the turnovers didn't help at all, especially when you playing a type defense like the Browns. But I mean, it wasn't like the Browns played a heck of a game. I mean, they both put up 30+ points, and so I mean, obviously, it was something to watch. But Deshaun Watson only had 213 yards, and PJ Walker got into the game, and he didn't throw any yards. So he got in the game late. So they just ran the ball. So I mean, but it was a fun game. That game was very, very interesting to watch, in my opinion. I was rooting for Baltimore to blow them out. Then once I saw they had a chance of losing, I ain't gonna lie, I switched. I switched on them. I'm like, yeah, let's go Browns. I was screaming when
Nah,
the Browns walk off field goal. I was excited. I'm not here to crap on anybody else's defeat, but man, I'm happy for the underdog.
not cool, man.
I'm gonna take a real quick park right here on this next game. The Jaguars and the 49ers. Beat down 34-3. The Jaguars only put up 3 points. I don't think that's the lowest points that the 49ers has given up, right?
Yeah,
I mean, has allowed. I mean, but I mean, Reason why I say that because everybody keeps trying their best to make the Jaguars more than what they are. You know what I'm saying? And there's no disrespect to Trevor Lawrence. I think Trevor Lawrence deserves his spot, you know what I'm saying, in the top 10 category, obviously, because there's no other real quarterbacks out there in the no, because you can't find a 12 or 13 anywhere, but no disrespect to the starters out there. But they're still trying to make the Jaguars more than where they were. And I don't understand it. Now, is this a game they're supposed to lose? Jacksonville?
This was a playoff simulation type of game for them to see where they stand when they go into the playoffs because we all know the AFC playoffs are going to be a bit more tougher than what the NFC has to offer. And
Right.
we all seen how badly the 49ers have played, how they've been losing all these games, and then they
Right.
just come over and trump you up. It kind of reminds me of how Denver just let Miami put 70 points up on them.
Right.
But the same as with Denver, they could go ahead and get it together, have a lot of film to watch now, and fix all
Right.
those stuff and try to
And
clean
they
it all
bounced
up.
back. I mean, they got 70 points put on, but they bounced back, and that's what everybody kept saying. Yesterday, the night of Monday night, all throughout the morning. That's what everybody kept echoing, the fact that Denver has not looked as bad in that 40 when they got that 40 piece put up on them. I remember when they played the Jets, they was pretty much ready to throw Russell Wilson away. Which is the same time the Cowboys, I think that was the same weekend the Cowboys played the 49ers, and they were so those two quarterbacks was ready to get thrown in the trash. And now, oh, they don't look so bad. But I picked the 49ers to lose that game because I thought this is a game that Jacksonville is going to come up and play like a playoff game. And maybe they tried, but to no avail. Joshua Dobbs and the Minnesota Vikings beating on the New Orleans Saints. Yes. Yes. I've been
Uh,
saying it. I think Joshua, I don't know if he's going to ever uh, climb up the ladder to elite status or at least a Pro Bowl status quarterback, but the dude is balling, man. What up, Lou? Thanks for watching, man. Too many overrated QBs in the league, and Josh Allen is God, dog. Wait a minute, we go good. God
calm,
Almighty, that
calm,
is crazy.
calm down, Daniel. We're going game for game. We're not discussing who's underrated and overrated at the moment.
We'll get there, but no, but he definitely right. Josh Max has been saying that Josh Allen is overrated, and I've been fussing and fighting with him. I've been defending Josh Allen, but I got no more fight left. I got no more fight left. Oh yeah, Max, what do you think?
I agree. Georgia Dobbs is the hot agent right now.
Yeah, if he had an O line like Philly or Cowboys, or O line like what Brock Purdy got, the weapons that Brock Purdy got, ooh wee, the kid would be awesome. Um, the last team he came from, the Cardinals, Kyler Murray came back and squeaked out a win against Atlanta Falcons. Good game, but I mean, it came down, like I say, another walk-off field goal. And congratulations, welcome back, Kyler Murray. The Detroit Lions beat up on the Chargers. Man, is Justin Herbert still deserves his spot on the list of top 10 quarterbacks? Since Daniel talked about overrated quarterbacks, is he overrated too? Does he sit in that category?
I honestly don't think he's overrated. It's just he's in a bad
Wow.
organization. It's a bad organization that make bad decisions, man. If
Wow.
their if
You,
their
you don't want to
defense if their defense wouldn't be as bad as they are, they'd be at least pulling some of these wins, man. But
look like Lou agree with you.
I mean, that's what I'm
this is
saying. He
this is
he
my
can
thing.
he can put up points when he needs to.
I, according to his record, obviously he ain't putting them up when he need to because he need to be winning. No, listen. No, this is my only beef with Justin Herbert, and this the conversation I keep having. When the rankings came out at the beginning of the season, but prior to the season, he was ranked higher than Dak Prescott, and I was like, "Yo, no, I get it." Dak Prescott got a lot of unneeded pressure on him to be that guy, but I said, "No, Justin Herbert is not a better quarterback than Dak Prescott. I've never given him that title to be better than Dak Prescott." And he's never beat Dak Prescott. Every time they play, Cowboys win. So I'm trying to, and I know they're not playing, against each other per se, but the Cowboys always beat up on the Chargers, and I'm just not understanding. I mean, Cowboys lose to the 49ers last year, and the Chargers turn around and got their butts beat down by the Jaguars after having a big lead. So, both they said it was Dak Prescott is the reason why they lost the game against 49ers, but nobody said anything about Justin Herbert on how he didn't come out and score when he needed to, as Max said, to keep them Jaguars from beating them in that game last year. But I digress. I'll leave it alone because I'm not a Justin Herbert hater. I just think what is Skinny saying? Dak is the most scrutinized quarterback in the league. Yep. All right. Will the Cowboys have beaten the 49ers in this division round last year if Herbert was no, absolutely not. I don't think so. I don't if Herbert was a quarterback instead of Dak, no, I think it'd be more of the same. I mean, both of them seem to turn the ball over in my opinion, when the game is on the line. But Dak is more, it's bad play calling for Dak versus Dak, because Dak can be Dak and do his thing and get a win. It's just sometimes the play calling is not where it needs to be. Commanders and the Seahawks. Sam Howell.
He's a franchise quarterback, man. That dude can get it done. Yes, he's losing, but if you look at his numbers and ignore what the terrible defense, he should be winning these games, man. He's a franchise quarterback. I don't care what anyone says.
Once again, Geno Smith and the Seahawks squeaked out another one. Game they should have blew out, and they keep playing like this here, they're gonna be in trouble. Sam has been impressive. Yep. And then the Jets and the Raiders. My heart is still hurt. I don't even want to talk about that right now. So I'm still emotional tied to the Jets, man, because I love Robert Salah and what he's able to do. And that was an ugly game. And I'm happy for Devontae, but I'm not happy. And their coach. That was the biggest thing, to win for their new coach. And even you said that's what you wanted, to win for their new coach. And so I'm happy for that, but I'm not happy to see Robert Salah take a L. I'm still emotional attached, man. Zach Wilson is done, period. God, dog and Lou, come on, Lou. I'm coming on you and Coach's show, man. And I know you got to get out of here in the next couple of minutes, man. But man,
hey, I'm happy the Raiders got rid of that awful coach and that awful GM, because look at how they're playing. They're playing for their head coach now. And you can tell
I wish some other teams would do the same. Realize that, sometimes it takes getting rid of a coach and the GM. Primarily
Giants. Giants.
No, I'm talking about the one team in the league who can't never get rid of their GM. Their GM is here to stay, because him and the owner have just this remarkable relationship.
Yeah, it just so happens they're the same person.
Look at Ray coming in here. I know you'll take the ring. Your Raiders finally won. I definitely take that. They say, hey, I'm sorry, Daniel. The Cowboys need a new GM, and he's here to stay. All right. Here we go. So we're gonna talk about this game last night, and I've done my rant on Josh Allen, and I'm gonna do it again. The last time I did a rant, I didn't say what Max wanted me to say. But this time, I'm not going to go on a long rant. I'm just going to simply say that now I finally accepted it. My boy G, who comes on the show with me, he's always said that Dak is better than Josh Allen. And every time I say that, I do like this and look at the camera, because I thought he was doing crazy. But now, Josh Allen, from what I've been seeing. And now, mind you, once I say this, I don't get the fall back, because I'm not one of those hypocritical guys, right? I can't. Even if he turn around and go to the Super Bowl, I'm not going to fall back. Josh Allen is definitely overrated. Josh Allen is definitely overrated, and I can't believe I'm allowing myself to say that. But I have to be honest, as an analyst watching the game, and I'm definitely a fan of Josh Allen, but he is definitely overrated. The Bills organization need an overhaul. What they did out there, I mean, they went and got Latavius Murray and still did commit to the run game. Why? He showed you what he can do once he got out there, and you guys still didn't. Yeah, you went with James Cook down the stretch, and he ran around and pretty much ran the ball down into the end zone. But at the end of the day, that should have been the whole formula for the whole game. Um, the one thing I noticed
Even
about Josh Allen, and if y'all watch me, the next time you watch Josh Allen, when he's scrambling to his right, he overthrows. Every time he scrambled to his right, he overthrows. Most of his deep balls and accuracy passes to Stephon Diggs is on the left or in the middle of the field. But whenever he's scrambling to the right, he always overthrows. And that's what gave him an interception. And that's what also turned over on downs when they were like fourth and a few yards and they went for it in a shotgun situation. When you got James Cook and goddamn Latavius Murray, he scrambled to the right, which is what he don't do. And he overthrew the ball by a long shot, overthrew his receiver by a long shot. That's goddamn, and I'm so disappointed. That was a loss that the Broncos needed to lose, and that was a loss and a win that the Bills needed to lose that, and the Broncos needed to win. So, congratulations to Russell Wilson in his performance. All right, here we are. He has a thrown interception even when they are winning. I'm glad you made that point, Daniel, because Chad Ochocinco, when you miss a quick, is it? Yep. When you make it, absolutely. You basically taking the words out of Chad Ochocinco mouth. Shannon Sharp asked Chad Ocho today, was like, hey, basically, with these interceptions, what Josh has been throwing these last couple of games, what type of quarterback is he? And Chad Ocho turned around and said, he's been the same quarterback we've been seeing. This is what he do. He turned the ball over. It just, when their defense was so tough to get the ball back and then you win the game, nobody cares how many interceptions you had when you come out to win. But now his team is not winning. Now everybody's like, oh, snap, Josh Allen. And I'm not going to lie, I was blinded by the wins myself. I was blinded by the win. I was blinded by the defensive stops and then Josh Allen getting the ball back and win the game in the fourth quarter. I've been blinded by that because I'm a fan of Josh Allen. And I want him to do right. I always try to cover mistakes. But now Max has been putting pressure on me for the rest of the season at least. Josh Allen is overrated.
well, they made the playoffs.
If he's still overrated. He's still overrated.
No, I'm talking about will the team overall make the playoffs?
Will the team make the playoff? I don't think so. I don't think they'll make. I'm not because I don't know. The division he's in can help him get in. But we'll see. That is why he's letting. Absolutely, that's Daniel. I didn't want to bring up fantasy, but that's the reason why I'm crying over here because I need to change my quarterback. Anybody who's on the Road to Glory Fantasy Football League or the More Than a Game or the Legends of Gridiron, if any one of y'all needs Josh Allen, and there's one guy in particular, Edgar, I need you to go ahead and take Josh Allen off my hands. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of this guy. The power rankings. The power rankings came out. First of all, before we get into power rankings, those who are watching, is Dak Prescott the number one QB in the league? And that's also you, Max. Is Dak Prescott the number one QB in the league?
No.
Huh. And your reason is why? Why you don't? Why would you say? Why isn't he the number one QB in the league?
Because he ain't. He's just not, dude. I'd rather have Lamar Jackson over him.
Ooh, Daniel said no. Tobias just started laughing. Did I ask an unfair question? So if he's not the number one QB in the league, who is?
I just told you, Lamar Jackson is my number one QB so far. Even with the loss, I still think he's the best QB.
Lamar Jackson, in your opinion, is the number one QB. Huh. I ain't mad at you.
And that's only because Jalen Hurts was off this week.
He's top 5 in my Ray said anyone else. Lamar Jackson. Listen. I'm definitely on board with all you guys. Dak Prescott is not the top QB in the league, but he's definitely top 5. But the reason why I asked this question because when mainstream media make these comments, I forget his name was I forget that dude's name. I forget. I see his face. I can't think of his name. He actually said that today. That Dak Prescott is the number 1 QB in the league, and he's going. And this is the same guy who said when he lost to the 49ers that Dak Prescott needed to get fired. So they switched up on it, and for obvious reason. But given his criteria, he basically was looking at he's number 1 in his quarterback rating, QB rating. So because he's number 1 in QB rating, that automatically classified Dak as being number 1 QB. And I started thinking about it. I'm like, well, Sam Howell is number 1 in passing yards, but he's not even in the question. He's not even in top 5, not even in top 20. So if you're looking at stats alone to put somebody in the category, it don't seem like it's just in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Daniel said Patrick Mahomes, Jack, Dak, Hurts, and Burrow. Who's Jack? I guess he meant Patrick Mahomes, Dak, Hurts, and Burrow. Who's Jack? Is anybody named Jack?
Lamar Jackson. Jackson.
There you go. Yeah. Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. There you go, Jackson. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. Hold on. Go back to what he said. Hurts and Burrow. Okay. Hurts and Burrow. It mostly goes how pressure works against him and evidently how it does. Yeah, absolutely. Exactly. Look at Ray talking football. All right, Ray. No, these power rankings are a trip to me, Max, are a straight up trip. And these basically just the teams. The Philadelphia Eagles is power ranked at number 1. I would be cool with that because you got Kansas City ranked at number 2. I will be cool with Philadelphia at number 1, but it's because they switched up. Okay. They switched them up. This is not the same power rankings that we saw earlier. Somebody must heard me complaining because when I looked at this earlier, they still had San Francisco at number 3, and they have Baltimore actually at number 5. So they just swapped Baltimore and San Francisco. They had Detroit Lions at number 4 in the same spot. So this is right. Okay, I'm not mad now. I wish I would have saved that one to show you what I was talking about. But no, yeah, they finally switched it up. So if Philadelphia Eagles number 1, Kansas City number 2, Baltimore is number 3, the Detroit Lions is number 4, San Francisco number 5, Miami is number 6, Dallas Cowboys number 7. I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that. I have a problem with the Cowboys ranked lower than the Dolphins. I have a problem with that. 49ers, obviously, because they beat them, but nah, you can't, nah. That ain't cool. That ain't cool. Jacksonville at number 8, Cleveland number 9, Houston Texans has made its way into the top 10. Wow. Is that cool? Is that what I'm looking at? 5 and 4, a top 10 out of 32 teams?
I would have put a different team up there.
Bengals, the Steelers are 6 and 3. I'm not understanding. Vikings are 6 and 4.
Honestly, I would have put Vikings in there.
Not in the top 10. I would have put, I would have put I'm not mad at what Houston is doing, but the fact that the Seahawks went to the playoff last year, and you got to give it to them. You know, I think the rankings are dumb. Sometimes they are. And Tua has been showing off too. He has been showing off. I ain't going to take nothing from Tua.
Tua's only been showing up against bad teams, man. Just be honest.
Man, so have Dak Prescott. But this is the Cowboys. You got to get something for being the Cowboys. You're supposed to get 2 extra power ranking points just for being a Cowboy. I'm sorry. The Bengals has fell from grace. Max said last week that the Bengals are back. Joe Burrow is back, and all they did was fall back down the rankings.
They're going to crawl back up there.
Buffalo Bills have fallen from grace. I'm okay with the Cowboys not being in the top 5, having lost to the 49ers and Eagles. Man, Daniel, we're gonna fight when I see you tomorrow. Yeah, no, you know what, Daniel, you're right. I am cool with them not being in the top five, but I'm not cool with them being I'm still not cool with Miami being above them. I think they should have came in number 6, easy, hands down. Hands down, it should have came in number 6. I mean, Detroit deserved to get in because I mean that defense is killing. They got a good record, but they're in a bad division. So I mean, Green Bay and Minnesota like this trying to fight for their help for their lives. So they may give some push down the stretch. But it's really going to tell when these last couple of games, because now all these teams are finna come and start playing some hard football. The Eagles got a tough schedule. The Cowboys got a tough schedule. I mean, like I say, that month of
Cowboys
December for
have
the
it
Cowboys.
easy. Cowboys
No,
have it easy.
that month of December is going to be hard for the Cowboys. Have you seen that schedule for December?
It's
Cowboys. I
going
mean, it ain't no easy. It ain't easy, man. That there in the month of December is going to be rough for them boys. I mean, look here, they got me.
December 10th.
We know December 10th, the Eagles, right? And that's when it all starts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they got to play the Panthers this coming. So you got the Panthers, Commanders, easy, and they got the Seahawks. That's going to be their first challenge. Then they have to play the Eagles, the Bills, the Dolphins, and then the Lions. That's pretty tough. That's pretty tough.
Not with the way
tough.
the Dolphins and Bills been playing.
That's still they still a high powered team. So I mean, I ain't Joe came back. I haven't seen it. No, yeah, Joe Burrow he ain't came back. None of us seen it. We have the visual game. Cowboys got 2 more divisional games left. Well, 3 more divisional games. They got the second game against the Commanders, and they got the Eagles, second game against the Eagles, and the first game against the Commanders, and they got the second game against the Eagles, and then the second game against the Commanders that end out the season. But like I say, Seahawks, Bills, Dolphins, Lions, and then Dolphins, and oh my, that's gonna be it's gonna be rough, man. It's gonna be rough. Division games are never easy. Absolutely. That's what now Max and Eagles got a tough schedule. But back to the power rankings, man. Like I say, obviously go all the way to the bottom of the power rankings. The Carolina Panthers. Only one game. The New York Giants, New England Patriots, Arizona Cardinals. I want to know who goes out and get. Obviously, you said the Giants are going to try to get the number 1 spot. Who has a fight for? Because we know Indianapolis don't. They don't get a number. They don't get a first round. Who Arizona have a shot?
They're gonna stack up wins with Kyler Murray back.
So they're gonna try to salvage their season to put him in the trade market.
They're gonna see what they have with him.
The Rams. I did not expect the Rams to be this bad, bro. I really didn't.
I did with all that money they spent a few years back. That's it. That they messed up their whole entire future to bet on a Super Bowl in the present time. They got it done, but at what cost, man?
Yeah, it's been the Chargers. I didn't expect the Chargers to be this bad. Because everybody say that Justin Herbert is better than Dak. And 4-5, they sub 500 team. I'm not understanding it. I mean, put this in perspective. The Chargers are behind the Colts in power rankings.
Yeah,
the Colts who lost their number 1. The Colts who lost their starting quarterback. They got Gardner Minshew leading that squad, and Patrick and you mean to tell me that Justin Herbert can't seem to win more games than Gardner Minshew?
Is the defense
Derek Carr
fault,
has a better record. Derek Carr has a better record. I mean, the Minnesota Vikings are 6-4. I'm just saying. And what's name? And the Chargers are 4-5. I'm sorry, but I'm not buying that I will never agree that Justin Herbert's better quarterback than Dak Prescott. And I know the Cowboys have lost 3 losses this year, but they lost to teams they should have lost except for Arizona. That's the only team they should have beat. But they're losing the teams they're supposed to lose to. So anyway, can't say that about the Chargers, especially considering the division. Well, I mean, who they got in their division? They got Chiefs, the Jets, no, the Chiefs, the Raiders, and
And
the
the
Broncos
Broncos.
in their division. I mean, they should be the number 2 in that division. And so, anyway, but man, Max, this has been an interesting week, y'all. Um, for those who are watching, and we're going to talk about it at work tomorrow and the rest of this week, and whoever I can. Uh, there is a FairWeather Fan $100 cash giveaway that I said was coming soon, but once again, I need to get interest from people that's going to get involved in the cash giveaway. Because it ain't nothing like ready to give out some money and I'm sitting there twirling my thumbs on who I'm going to give it to. Like nobody wants to win $100. I know there's not a lot of much in this company, but God dog, at least get you a tank of gas and a bag of chips. So I'm giving away a tank of gas and a bag of chips. No, but for real, $100 cash giveaway for support of the channel and stuff like that to all who wants to be a part of it. Let's see. How the heck did Arizona beat us? I know they shouldn't have beat us. Derek Carr has a better record. I know, right? And Ray said he'll take the $100. I know, Ray. Once, I mean, I've had some people to reach out on YouTube and stuff like that. So the way it's gonna go is simple like this here. In the next coming weeks, once I'm gonna start doing my promotional. I'm gonna do a promotional video probably next week to introduce it once again. What I'm going to do, but it's going to center around the YouTube channel. For those who are watching Facebook and made it to this point, actually next week I'll definitely put out our own post on Facebook so people can hear it without having to stick around to the end of the video. Well, it'd be good if you did stick around to the whole video. But like I say, $100 cash giveaway is going to have everything to do with the YouTube feed. And I'll give out a title of a video, and it's your job to watch that video. And then during the cash giveaway, I'm going to ask a question about the video, and who can leave in the comments the answer first will win the $100. It's that simple.
Well,
That's just
that
that simple. That's how
sucks.
we're gonna roll.
That
Why is
sucks,
that?
bro. I was about to tell him to
Why is that?
watch your. I was about to ask everyone to watch the video you dropped a few days ago about the Iron Man
About the Iron Man?
podcast.
What Iron?
Talking
Who?
about the pod. I'm talking about the podcast.
Oh, I am athlete.
Yeah, Iron
Oh,
Athlete,
you want
man.
to you want to do that one too?
No, I just wanted to throw it out there that people should watch it because it's very informative for those that
Yes.
aren't aware about the situation that happened.
Thanks, Mac, for the promo. Y'all listen. Yes. Go to the YouTube channel. I did a video about about the I Am Athlete and the Pivot podcast. Uh, Great podcast. But there's a lot of information out there about what happened to the podcast and where they stand it. I'm not going to go into more details about that. Watch the video. Uh, uh, it's some good information. It's some good information about podcasts, things that. And the reason why I put the video out is not to try to shed light on what these other podcasts doing, some of the struggles they made, but we're all in this podcast community. And the one thing we do not need is for us podcasts to fight amongst each other. There's enough space on YouTube, enough space on Facebook, Instagram for all of us being in the same community. And when you have podcast guys going at it, especially guys on a professional level who play the sport, who make a whole lot of money, who have their own fan base, as soon as they turn on camera, they already got 5,000 subscribers already. And so when you see guys going back and forth, to me, it's a waste of energy because we don't want to see that in the podcast community. You know what I'm saying? And in much we support each other. We go on each other's shows. We help build each other's channels. So that's what we should be doing. But it's a lot of information given out. Thanks, Matt, for looking at the video, man, and definitely plugging that promotion. Do you think I should post it on Facebook and have people go look at it?
I would.
Okay, cool. I'll do that. I was kind of like, but I'll post it on there. Yeah, let people tell people to definitely watch it. But y'all definitely watch out the video. Watch the video. How long is it? It's
It's
only
less
20
than
minutes
20
long.
minutes. Yeah, it's less than
Yeah,
20 minutes. It's like
it's only
19
20
minutes and
minutes.
some seconds.
Yeah, so it's not a long video. Watch it. Man, I get very candid in my thoughts and opinions. Y'all please check that out and help me get some views on that. But other than that, Max, I don't have a whole lot more to go. We've been going on for 50 minutes, man. This is good time, and we got through that thing pretty easy. Thank you for Ray and Daniel and Lou. I'll be joining Lou's podcast here in the comment feed once I get off this one, man. Y'all definitely, man. I'm going to post once again, Faith Talk Radio. I'm going to post them to my Facebook page. I'm going to post their. I'm going to share their video. Please, y'all, support them. They normally start at 7:00. They usually start on time. Obviously, me and Max we're 6:00 ish based on FedEx time. So, y'all, man, definitely. If you don't catch them on Tuesdays, man, definitely catch them on Facebook during the rebroadcast. Go and click on the link later on, man. Coach Martez Turner he's very informative. They have a different layout than what we have. Coach is sharp. Coach knows his X's and O's, and when I tell you, man, he has the answer for everything. It's fun to watch him. It's fun, and I'm eventually me and Lewis we've talked a little bit about it here and there, but we haven't actually had the chance to really sit down and talk about. They threw it out there to come on our show, and I threw it out there to go on their show. So one of these days before the season ends, I'm actually reach out to Lewis today. I'm gonna send him a message. I'm gonna send him my phone number, and we're gonna try to work on having a show together with him and Coach. And then they're coming on our show, and we're going on their show. You know what I'm saying? And just see and just go at it, man. At least and we got to do it before the holidays, man. We got to do it. Hopefully next week or the week after. But other than that, man, Max, that's all I got. You got any final words for the people?
Fly, Eagles, fly.
There it is. Fly, Eagles, fly. And I really can't say what team I'm supporting because I keep changing. But right now I got on my Houston, Texas hat to let people know that I'm rocking with CJ Stroud. All right, then. And what's that coach? Nico Ryans? Yeah. The black coach and their black quarterback. Man, I seen the video with Bryce Young and CJ Stroud standing side by side. My God, CJ Stroud.
That high difference.
Man, that's a big cat. I'm like, I didn't even know how goddamn Bryce Young made number one overall with his side, but he did. But CJ Stroud obviously, has been showing that he is well deserving of number two. But in that, y'all, that's all I have. This be your boy EC22 of the FairWeather Fan channel. Join us this Thursday as we go halftime. And Max, who's playing?
I believe it's Cincinnati and the Ravens, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it is. I think it is Cincinnati Ravens. Let me double check. Boom, boom, boom. You're right. That's a good game on Thursday night. 2 days from today.
We finally get a good game.
Hey, man, we probably have to get on before halftime. We probably have to get on in the last couple of minutes of the second quarter, man, and really get on and then go into halftime because, man, that's going to be a good game right there, man. Both teams need to win badly. Both teams lost last week, they feeling so. They need it. That's gonna be a good one right there. So let's jump on a little bit before halftime. I'll be just getting home, but I'll jump on real quick. Anyway, cool. Join us on Thursday, y'all. Join us Thursday, halftime of the Ravens and Bengals game, and then see us back next Tuesday for a recap of Week 11. It's your boy EC22. Thank you guys for watching, and we are out.